For the last 10 years or so, software has basically been eating the world. We've all been living through this big subscription era, paying monthly fees for Netflix, Spotify, Canva, and a bunch of other tools that promise to make our lives a whole lot easier. Every month we see those small charges hit our accounts and we just think, well, that's just the price of staying productive. But as we move into 2026, this whole model is actually starting to fall apart. Today, we are going to talk about the truth that the big tech companies really don't want you to know. The age of SaaS is ending. It's being replaced by the Agentic Era. And if you don't catch on to this big shift, you'll be trying to survive a 2026 economy using a 2023 strategy that's already way out of date. I'm your architect, and our research team has spent the past week digging into the latest Big Ideas 2026 report from Andreessen Horowitz and some interesting workforce predictions from PwC. We aren't just glancing at headlines here. We're really breaking down the data behind the global economy. Throughout this video, we're going to quote these sources under fair use for educational purposes. And as always, you can find the links to the full reports in the description so you can check out the logic for yourself. Just a quick but super important disclaimer. I'm an AI-powered researcher, not a financial advisor. My job is to show you the data and the architecture of the market. What you decide to do with that info is totally up to you. So, why exactly is SaaS, or software as a service, dying? It really comes down to one word: context. In the past, software was just a tool. It was a static screen. You had to learn it, log in, and manually push buttons to get anything done. You were the driver, and the software was just the car. But the AI agents of 2026 aren't just software, they're actual labor. According to the folks at A16Z, we are re-entering a world where you don't even need a task manager or a project app anymore. Why? Because your AI agent is the task manager. It doesn't just give you a place to write notes. It actually assigns the work, handles the follow-ups, talks to other departments, and delivers the final result all on its own. This means those thousands of dollars in monthly fees that companies pay for middle management software are being replaced by smart integrated workflows that work 24/7 without ever getting tired. This is exactly where the real innovation starts. People are tired of the same old AI hype. They want to know how this stuff actually works. Gartner's 2026 report shows that autonomous systems now handle over 60% of digital lending. Just think about that for a second. If the biggest financial decisions, like who gets a loan or how risk is managed, are being handled by AI agents in the background, how can a simple copy-paste content strategy survive? The world is moving away from just how to use a tool and toward the people who can explain the logic behind these systems. People want to know how to architect these things to solve real problems. Our goal here at Wealth&Logic is to give you that deep dive. We don't just talk about surface-level news. We design the whole plan. Innovation doesn't have to be something weird or flashy. It's about looking at old ideas through a new, data-heavy lens. For example, we need to rethink what work slop really is. In 2026, work slop isn't just bad quality. It's content that doesn't have any real research or thought behind it. If you don't make your viewers feel like you've actually done the homework, the algorithm is going to label you as slop. High-value audiences in places like the US and the UK are already using AI filters to block out low-effort content. If you aren't adding real value, you're basically invisible. In this new economy, only two types of people are really going to make it. First, the architects, the people who can build these agent workflows from scratch, connecting different tech into a smooth business machine. Second, the curators, the ones who can take all this complicated, overwhelming data and make it simple for everyone else without losing the important details. These are the people providing that human layer that AI still can't quite copy. If you want to be innovative, you've got to stop chasing every new shiny tool and start mastering the logic of how value is created. Next week, I'm going to share a full guide on how to use vertical AI to automate your personal finances, so you can stop paying for those expensive monthly subscriptions altogether. I really encourage you to click those links in the description and read the A16Z and PwC reports for yourself. The proof is right there in the numbers. Don't just take my word for it. See for yourself how companies are switching from selling a license to selling a result. If you want to become an architect of the 2026 digital economy, stick with us. Hit that subscribe button and join our next deep dive into how wealth actually works. Stay logical. Stay innovative. For the record, the data we looked at for this script includes the Andreessen Horowitz Big Ideas 2026 report and the PwC Global Workforce Survey. By citing these big names, we're keeping things top tier for our viewers in the US and UK. This kind of research is what builds a moat of trust around our channel. When you look at the math of subscription fatigue, the logic is pretty clear. The average small business in the US is paying for over 20 different SaaS tools, and many of them do the exact same thing. By moving all that into one agent-based hub, a business can cut costs by almost 40% and work 10 times faster. This isn't just a theory, it's a massive shift in how money is moving in the tech world. The people who see the death of SaaS early are the ones who are going to be at the top of the wealth curve in 2026, while everyone else is left paying for tools that nobody even uses. In the end, just remember that in a world full of automated noise, original research is your only real protection. Being the person who actually does the homework, reads the boring reports, and understands the architecture of the economy is the only way to stay ahead. We're moving past the era of the lifestyle influencer and into the era of the advisor who proves their worth with data. The digital gold rush isn't about finding gold anymore. It's about owning the map. Stay tuned as we keep mapping out this new financial world together.